Hi, my name is Apurva Avasti. I'm a product manager with AWS. Today I have with me Andy, a senior engineer from BBC. And together we'll walk you through BBC's journey of driving security best practices by using AWS Secrets Manager. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll introduce you to the Secrets Manager service. And then Andy will talk about the secrets management landscape at BBC. He will describe the things that BBC does to keep secrets secure and the lessons they learned along the way. So, what are the types of secrets that BBC or any other enterprise has to manage? Well, these include AWS credentials that you need to access things on AWS, such as an S3 bucket. These include encryption keys to encrypt data, as well as database credentials to access information from a database. In general, a secret is a piece of information that employees or applications need to access resources and data. And AWS offers a variety of services to manage these different types of secrets. AWS offers AWS IAM roles to manage AWS credentials, AWS KMS to manage encryption keys, ACM to manage certificates, and of course, Secrets Manager to manage database credentials and application credentials. So, why does AWS offer a suite of services? Well, that's because each type of secret is unique and needs to be managed accordingly. Often, customers treat all of their secrets as the same and focus on storing and encrypting their secrets. While that's great, that's not the complete story. Instead, the security best practice is to manage the life cycle of secrets. This includes creating secrets securely, encrypting them before storing, tightly controlling who can do what with secrets, rotating secrets regularly, auditing and monitoring use of secrets. Things like that. You're probably already thinking about managing the life cycle of your secrets, even if you don't use this phrase. If you think about things like, I don't want to email secrets, or I don't want developers sharing passwords, or I want to roll out applications and secrets securely and safely, well, you're already thinking about managing the life cycle of your secrets. And the really good thing is, Secrets Manager makes it really easy to manage the life cycle of your secrets. And here is what Secrets Manager does right out of the gate. First, Secrets Manager enables you to store all of your secrets securely and encrypts these secrets by default. This ensures that you'll never end up in a scenario where an employee or an application can access a plain text secret accidentally. Second, Secrets Manager enables you to write fine-grained IAM policies or bucket policies to control who can do what with your secrets. The service automatically adds governance guardrails, such as blocking public access to your secrets, to ensure that your security posture remains robust. Third, Secrets Manager enables you to rotate your secrets. And that's my favorite part about this service. Right out of the box, Secrets Manager provides rotation capabilities for databases hosted on RDS. And you can easily extend these to rotate other types of secrets, including API keys such as the Datadog API key, or the username and password for a custom application. Fourth, Secrets Manager is scalable. It is a security service for the cloud built on AWS services such as EC2, VPC, and KMS that you know and trust and use every day. This ensures Secrets Manager will meet the security, reliability, availability, and durability that you expect from AWS. Fifth, the service integrates with AWS's suite of auditing and monitoring services, including CloudTrail, CloudWatch, and AWS Config. Finally, Secrets Manager is compliant with industry standards, including HIPAA, PCI, SOC, SOX, OSPAR, and FedRAMP. This makes it really easy for customers to build applications that are in turn compliant with these standards.
Thanks, Perv, and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining this talk today. So I'd like to just give you a bit of background in regards to how the BBC organisation is set up in terms of our design and engineering department. So we have a large number of teams working across a large sort of product suite, which handles a very high volume of daily traffic, and we use AWS for quite a lot of these services. One of which is iPlayer and Sounds, where we deal with over 5 million requests on television every single day, and that's television launches. Additionally, we've got things like BBC News and BBC Sport, so we're using AWS quite a lot. And one of the things that's really important to us is being able to ensure that we've got these best practices in from the start and make sure that this is implemented for all teams. Now, teams within the BBC have the autonomy to work within their own product area and kind of develop the services that they want to do and they want to work with. And we also work in a very agile manner. So this allows us to build and iterate and get some value to our audience quickly. Now, the best practice that we advise here is to ensure that teams are operating out of both pre-production and production AWS accounts and environments. Now, this is to ensure that we have reliability and confidence in the software that we're developing and ensuring that the audience gets the value that they're looking for. We also advocate the use of AWS Secrets Manager to secure any sort of credentials that are used for this, especially if it's going to be something in AWS itself and obviously in the cloud. So I'd like to just give you a little bit of background to myself. I'm a senior software engineer here at the BBC. I've been working here for about 3 years. I used to work in iPlayer and broadcast, but I've transitioned into a more security-focused team. So I work with a team called Partner Platform, and we're building an enterprise authentication and authorization solution for first and third parties across the entire BBC. This is to allow us to remove legacy allow lists, which may have been used across several different services, and also we can start to implement more finer grained control or coarse grained access and derive this said access control from the user's identity. So before we started using Secrets Manager, there was kind of a variety of different mechanisms which were being used across the organisation. And that's really kind of a pain for us because there's a lack of process consistency. We really need a good set of process in place to ensure that we've got this good practice. Now, one example I'd just like to share with you here is that we used to have secrets stored in offsite safes. So, for example, I usually work in Salford, but it could be that a secret was stored in London. Now, number one, you'd need someone physically on site to access that secret, and that's not feasible in today's situation with the pandemic. So being able to remove these barriers and have it stored centrally in the cloud securely is a great advantage for us. Additionally, because this process is entirely manual and it relies on someone going to access the secret and retrieving it from a safe, there's very little in terms of auditability. Once that's been retrieved, we don't know who's got access to that or how it's being used. So these are things that were really kind of critical to us, that we really had problems with, and we were looking for something to solve these for us. So we came up with these sort of requirements, which you can see on the slide here. And we wanted to ensure that we had a better process and we had this consistency. We needed to ensure we had explicit auditability and monitoring. And also we wanted an automated way of rotating the secrets in order to ensure that we didn't have any risk of compromise or out-of-band usage. And as with any new service, we needed to verify and ensure that Secrets Manager was fit for purpose for ourselves. So I'd just like to take you through a quick example and basically show you the process that we took in the BBC to kind of look at how we adopted using Secrets Manager in production and using it daily. So the way that we did this is we had a 5-step framework. Now this includes evaluation and exploration of the service and what Secrets Manager offers and how it can benefit us. How we then took that evaluation into a proof of concept, and then how we were able to tailor that, customize it to our needs, and eventually have that roll out to production. And then how we've been able to get other teams within the organisation to kind of adopt these processes. So the first step that we took, and I would always say that this is the first place you should look when AWS are releasing new services, is have a look at the console. Because it's a great way to just get a TLDR. When you really want to know what features are available or what a service offers, having this lightweight view is perfect. So you can see exactly what the service is offering in terms of its functionality and whether or not it's perfect for you. So we found that it kind of supported the 5 pillars that we were interested in, such as automatic secret rotation, having that fine-grained access control, having the auditability and monitoring and observability, and additionally having the integration with AWS KMS. So security is built in from the start. Additionally, because Secrets Manager is obviously compliant with things like PCI SOX, as Perth mentioned earlier, the compliance and regulatory coverage that's already available is obviously great, and it allowed us to kind of get through and get the get the service approved with our InfoSec department, and we're able to get going with it. So I'd like to take you through just the kind of steps that we took. We identified 2 spikes to try and test out Secrets Manager to see if it works for us. Now, these 2 spikes revolve around storing and managing X509 TLS certificates. And additionally, we looked at doing secret rotation with a multi-user RDS credential setup. Now, we wanted to use, we wanted to store our certificates, our TLS certificates that we have, because BBC secures all of its TLS traffic using these certificates. And security is really paramount to us. So we definitely encourage you to encrypt and secure all your traffic with SSL and TLS. And so we wanted an automatic way and managed way of storing these credentials in the cloud for ease of access. Now, this links back to one of the pain points that we had earlier, is that these certificates used to be stored in the safe, so we'd have to go and sign them out, and it was a real pain. So having a better way to do this would have been ideal. The other spike that we kind of looked at is to do with the RDS rotation, and we focused on a low volume RDS service, which was using AWS RDS, and we used a multi-user rotation strategy. So we have some master credentials, which is obviously the administrator, and then we've got a lower privilege application user, of which we were recycling the credentials for that. So I'd like to very quickly just take you through the kind of infrastructure that we use for the X509 certificate flow. So it's a fairly simple approach. Everything does live within an AWS VPC. And what happens is a developer would come along with their certificates, they'd encrypt it at rest, and then they would upload that to a secret in Secrets Manager. Now, in Secrets Manager, they've also got the encryption with KMS, so we're just doubling up on security here. Now, our EC2 instances used to fetch these credentials at runtime, so we wanted to ensure that these credentials aren't actually physically stored on the box. So we just used a little Python script that runs on service startup to expose these onto a RAM disk, so they're never actually on any physical storage such as EBS. Now, having Secrets Manager to do this meant it was really trivial for any developer to set this up, or not even a developer themselves. Someone who at least has the certificate can go and upload this and without any pain at all. So it's really easy to use. Additionally, by having it all within the AWS VPC, there's no traffic that's going externally, and this is just for the certificates. And obviously, anyone who's coming in to consume it is going to be over the internet, but that's an entirely trusted process. The other proof of concept that I mentioned before was our RDS credential rotation landers. So whenever you're working with a proof of concept, you want to always start small. And so we started looking at this low volume service, which already consumed AWS secrets, but we weren't using the rotation strategies. Now, whenever you're doing these proof of concepts, you're always going to have these architectural decisions to make. So for our own use case, we had to consider, what secrets are we going to use or migrate? In our case, it was master credentials and application user credentials. How they're going to be stored? So we're just going to store them in Secrets Manager, encrypted with KMS. How they're going to be retrieved? So this is a little bit tricky just because of the way that we've set up our applications. And so when the EC2 services started up, we're fetching these secrets at service startup. So we had to kind of tailor this into a way that fit for us, but I'll kind of get into that later. Additionally, the way that our secrets are rotated is going to be, is going to have an implication, because it could be that you want to do it within particular database windows or on a particular schedule. And also how the secret is being used, and that auditability is really important for us. Unfortunately, Secrets Manager was able to fit the bill for all of these, and where we might have had some issues initially, we were able to use the extensibility of Secrets Manager and build something bespoke that fits for us. So if you're not familiar with how Secrets Manager rotation works, there's basically a 4-step process. Now, You can find these documents on the AWS documentation, but there's these 4 steps where you create a secret. The secret is set on your database, for instance, as we're looking at the multi-user rotation strategy here. Once the secret has been generated, you obviously need to test that that secret is working and it's been updated on your instance. And additionally, once that's done, there's this finish secret step, which I'll come back to in a little bit. So with this 4 steps process in mind, we obviously found that there were some things that we needed to tailor to ourselves. So we obviously had some customization that we needed to implement. The first of which is that we back up our databases every single day, and we're actually moving this to a couple hours, just because it aids disaster recovery. And so when a database has been backed up, obviously a secret might have been backed up within that time, or a secret has been rotated, I should say. And we wanted to apply labels so that we could correlate between when a secret was used, when it was rotated, and what backup that's applicable for. To do this, we extended the use of custom labels, which AWS already use in their AWS pending, AWS current, and AWS previous labels that you saw in the previous slide. Now, a lot of our services are written in Node.js, and unfortunately, there isn't a client-side caching library available at the moment. However, they are available for Java, Python, Go, and .NET, which we have used in other services, and it's really good. So because we're using it in a slightly different way, we had to tailor our approach to obviously to fit our own needs. So we ended up building something a little different, which again, I'll get onto in a second. But the main thing to take from this is that we were able to, extend what Secrets Manager offered and make it fit for ourselves, which is really good. So if we go into exactly what we created, for our secret rotation, we ended up making 2 of these lambdas. The first lambda is the one that does all the heavy lifting, and this is based on the Python lambda that AWS have on their own documentation. So we're able to take this and extend it, as I mentioned before. Now, the extensions that we added were to do with the labeling and things like that. And that just rotates the RDS credential for us and ensures that we get that finished secret step. Now, when the finished secret CloudWatch event is emitted, because all of these events are in CloudWatch, we need to ensure that our EC2s were obviously picking up the new version of that credential. So because our node systems were fetching this secret at system startup, we needed a new mechanism to inform our services that obviously the rotation had occurred. And the way that we did this was that we had a Python lambda that would go and would be triggered by this finished secret step and would rotate all the instances within the EC2's auto-scaling group. Now, there could have been other approaches that we'd taken to mitigate how the secret was retrieved, but this is just what we ended up having. And when I joined the team, this is the implementation that was present. So I'll very quickly just go through the kind of architect that we have here. The whole lambda runs within the VPC, so again, it's not being exposed to the external internet. The secret rotation is triggered by this CloudWatch event. Now, we've made a custom event here because we just wanted a bit more finer control, so that we had our secrets rotating outside of a database migration window, which could occur at any time. Although I believe that ours is set at around 3 a.m. and you can set this in RDS as well. So we have this schedule, which obviously triggers off the whole rotation strategy. And once the secret has been rotated and we've received this finished secret step, which is emitted from CloudWatch, it hits our auto-scaling lambda and obviously recycles the instances. One of the things that we did find, and working with any team, working on any product, is you always want to go back and have a look. Is there something I can refactor? Is there something I can change? Just something that makes your life easier for maintainability. Now, we found that AWS EC2 had released some new functionality, which was to allow you to have instance refresh within auto-scaling groups. Now, we were able to just essentially remove our existing lambda, this auto-scaling recycling lambda that you saw in the previous slide. And we were able just to implement a simple AWS API call to do all that heavy lifting that we had before. So we're able to completely remove an entire section of our code. And we know that this works because it's trusted with AWS. So here's a very quick example of the updated infrastructure. As you can see, the lambda on the right-hand side has been removed. So super simple. It's so easy, to get going. And if you need to change this, having the good foundations with Secrets Manager is kind of what is important and what you should take away from this. So another thing that's important to us is obviously this auditability and maintaining and monitoring, I should say. So within our department in the BBC, we have this central organisation team that kind of monitors and audits what happens in our AWS accounts. And any sort of development team should really be looking at their own system as well to ensure that everything is working correctly so they can monitor the health of their services. And by having this auditing and monitoring built in through CloudWatch events, you're able to have a look into the whole life cycle of a secret, and you can also prevent abuse. Now, one of the examples that I can share with you for this is that you may have some monitoring set up for secret decryption and retrieval. And if you have certain permissions, so only particular users are able to do this by your IAM roles. If you start seeing that other users have managed to come in, or other users are trying to retrieve your secret, if you've got some monitoring set up on these CloudWatch events, you can set up other alarms or other monitoring systems to inform you straight away that this is obviously what's going on. Now, that's also good for any InfoSec department, and most enterprises will have someone in this position. That there'll be a monitoring kind of usage of what's going on in your estate and your own accounts. So now let's have a look at adoption. And how can you drive adoption within your own organisation? As with most enterprises, then you'll have an InfoSec department. You could be working in there one yourself, or you might just be a developer who is liaising with one when you're developing your system. Now, whenever a team is obviously working on this, you need to ensure that the service you're using has been vetted, and Secrets Manager has met all the applicable regulatory and compliance needs for ourselves anyway in the BBC. If you're in financial institutions, I know there's certainly some compliance coverage there, so it's worth just checking out, but I'm pretty sure it should be good for you. Now, for us, AWS is already an approved vendor, and Secrets Manager had already been vetted by our InfoSec team, so we already had that confidence and trust in the service. And so when we came to them to discuss our approach in storing our secrets in Secrets Manager, with two of the spikes that I've just mentioned, they were really behind that, and it's just to build on that best practice. Now, our development teams are going to be meeting with InfoSec when they're conducting threat models, so they can kind of analyse and expose any potential risks in the service that they're developing. And by using Secrets Manager, they're able to mitigate these risks around secrets and security itself. Because we have this confidence, we're able to actually progress at a faster rate because we're not worrying about, am I compliant? Am I doing the right thing? We know we're doing the right thing because we've got an established framework and it's working. And it has been in use for at least a year and a half in production. With this, we end up getting more services progressing to production and rolling out with Secrets Manager in use. Now, the other thing that you need to look at in terms of adoption is how you're going to create awareness. Now, one of the ways that we do that is we conduct knowledge shares or show and tells, much like the session today. We've also got some internal advocacy groups where we feedback our own experience in the software that we're developing and what sort of tools we're using. So we share that knowledge up and around. Additionally, we've got some internal AWS support channels where we speak to our account managers, where we can get in touch and organise meetings with people at Secrets Manager. And we also have internal channels just in terms of the day-to-day, which I'm sure everyone else at home will be have too. So with this in mind, I'd just like to give you a quick summary of where we are and where we were last year. So if you came to this talk last year, you've probably seen these statistics as well, but I'd just like to give you a more up-to-date look at how Secrets Manager is in use within the organisation. Now, since last year, as you can see, the number of AWS accounts has grown to 516, and the number of accounts using Secrets Manager in some form has grown substantially by around 70%, up to 157. Now, this is really good. It shows that the practices that we've worked on and developed and have got trusted with our InfoSec department and other people is obviously good. So we're really happy that other teams are using this. Using Secrets Manager, we've got this confidence, it's a trusted service, it works really well, it's really scalable, it just fits the bill perfectly for us. So with that in mind, I'd just kind of like to summarize how we benefited from using Secrets Manager. So I guess the big takeaway here is us in an organisation, and especially as engineers, we've got confidence in what Secrets Manager can offer to us in terms of the security with KMS integration, or the other compliance and regulatory issues. Sorry, not issues, but that coverage. And additionally, it's got that full secret lifecycle management, which is really important. It's not just about storing it; it's about the whole aspect of how your secret works over time. And because we have this confidence, we're now able to start building solutions with Secrets Manager embedded from the start, rather than it's a new service, we're coming in, we want to change our architecture to add this in. We're now building it from the beginning. Now this is really, really important. And the way that we're starting to look at this is we're starting to use AWS Fargate with ECS, Elastic Container Service, and also we're looking into Kubernetes with EKS, which are again other managed solutions. By using Secrets Manager, we're also able to move away from these legacy processes and these ad hoc solutions and a complete lack of process consistency. So by having a central and secure location to manage secrets in their entire lifecycle, it's really important to us, and it gave us a hell of a lot of benefit. And additionally, we're able to eliminate this overhead, where secrets weren't rotated. A credential might have been the same for over 2 years. It could have even been more than that. So by implementing what Secrets Manager already offers, you're getting that benefit straight away. And using the rotation strategy is awesome. Additionally, even though we had a few, roadblocks, if they're not really roadblocks, they're more bespoke to our own needs, because every enterprise is different. Every single team has different process for the thing that they're working on. Because we were able to because we were able to leverage the extensibility of Secrets Manager, we were able to take their base foundations, which are really strong, and build upon them. We didn't need to change anything by that. We just needed to add a few things on that were important for us. And this allowed us to work within nodes and build in that new system so that we're applying labels to our backups and to our secrets that were associated with backups. Have this finer grained control for when database migrations are going to occur. Having this extensibility is important, but you need to be building on something that you trust, and we trust Secrets Manager. Additionally, having this central monitoring ability is also really important for compliance, and also to stop anything going wrong. You want to be able to have that insight into how your application and services are working. And so having all these alerts and monitoring available to us with CloudWatch events allows teams to scale really quickly and not really worry too much about it, but still knowing that they've got that functionality available should they need to look into it a bit further. And also it's really important for compliance and auditability. As long as you know who's using your secrets and you can trust that that's correct, job done. Secrets Manager has really helped us along this journey. I'd like to hand back to Perv now, so thanks very much guys, and see you later.
Thank you, Andy. At AWS, for a typical team, more than 90% of the roadmap comes from customer asks. AWS Secrets Manager is no different. Our roadmap is driven by customer asks. We listen to our customers and then find ways to innovate to address their use cases. So if you have feedback, please reach out to us. If you have feature requests, let us know your use cases so that we can build features to address your needs. Thank you for taking out the time to listen to us today. We look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.